Hey guys, welcome back to another flow with me, Kat Meffan, your yoga teacher for the day. If you are new to my channel, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. If you come here every week, then as always, thank you. Today's flow, we are looking at fingers and toes. I actually already did this flow and I forgot to turn the microphone on. So here I am again, doing it again for you. So the fingers and toes, this is something that's been requested to me quite a few times, and I actually can't believe that I haven't filmed it sooner. So especially for me, I get really cold fingers and toes. So it's really important that we always warm them up and that we're actually like working on the strength through the fingers, the toes, the hands and the feet, wrists, ankles. We're going to be working on that whole kind of section. And just really as well important that we are stretching them. You know, especially feet, we spend our whole lives walking around and it's not that often that we actually stretch out behind our toes and things like that. So without further ado, let's get started. So bringing any blocks or straps or anything that you might need down to your mat. We're going to get started. So you're just going to come down to a either comfortable seated or a kneeling position, whichever feels good for you. Placing the hands on the lap, grow tall through the spine as always, just finding some grounding and some growth before we begin our practice. Letting the breath soften into the body. Growing as tall as you can through the spine. Eyes are closed for now. Releasing the hands down by the side. On an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale the hands down through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, take it up. Last time. Exhale, release back down. Beautiful. Okay, coming into our first toe stretch. So tucking under the toes and you're going to sit back on the heels. This is quite intense. We're going to be holding here for 2 minutes. So see how you get on. If you need to come out of this stretch, then by all means, you know if it's not feeling right, come out of it. You could always take your fingertips down in order to give you a little bit more balance here. If not, you're going to come here and you're going to sit tall. Our time has already started, don't worry. So 2 minutes. So I recommend closing off the eyes and just looking inwards, dealing with any frustrations that arise, the pain from the stretch, just trying to breathe through that. We're already over halfway there. You're going to take your arms out long, keep the toe stretch, and you're going to start this clenching through the fingers. So fingers bending together, but take the arms out straight in front of you. You're doing so well if you're still with me. Just 15 seconds. So there's a lot going on here. There's a toe stretch, maybe the forearms, the fingers starting to work. Whew. And slowly, slowly, slowly release. Oh, move those toes out from underneath you. Maybe give the toes a little pat down on the mat. Oh, it feels nice. Okay, so releasing now. Coming into the opposite. So we're going to be sitting back on our heels, lifting the knees off of the mat. Again, if this is too intense, you can have the hands down beside you. If those of you feeling sassy, feeling like you can go for it, bring the hands to heart center. Let's go. Again, closing off the eyes is a really nice thing to do here. It's hard though, closing the eyes in postures like this, kind of like with a bit of a yin variation. The reason why we do yin, for those of you that have no idea what it is, a lot is to do with our emotions and how we challenge the mind to stay in these postures. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. And by closing the eyes, you don't have anything to look at and to distract you in the room. So keep those eyes closed. We're halfway there. Just 15 seconds. Stay with me. Oh, slowly release. Okay, just place those hands down. Ooh. Make all the sound effects that you need here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So just come to kneel, however feels good, and we're just going to shake out through the wrists. So not only is this just a great way to loosen up, so work through mobility, this is actually a really nice, energetic thing to do. So you're really feeling like you're getting rid of toxins in the body by doing this shake with the wrists. And then just finding stillness, and we will start to stretch each finger. So start with the thumb on one hand, I've gone with the left, and then opening out through the index finger, just working along each finger, just gently pulling it back. We don't want any broken bones here. We just want to gently stretch. Moving to the other hand. Oh, it feels really nice. Working your way all the way round to the baby finger. Bringing the hands together, and then you're going to peel the palm apart as far as you can, but keep the fingers pushed together. And release. Okay, coming over onto all fours now. We're just going to work through the wrists. So what we've done, if you've done wrist therapy stuff with me before, then just you're going to be working backwards and forwards, side to side, just adding pressure onto the wrist, putting the weight on the wrists, bringing the fingers back to face you. So just working your way around. Maybe one alternate. See if you can then just open up through the backs of the wrist. And maybe then even if you feel okay to, putting the backs of the hands down on the mat, adding a little bit of pressure there. You want to be super careful here. You don't want too much pressure. So only do what feels good. Obviously I'm used to doing this a lot, so this feels quite nice for me, but just take it easy. Okay. And then from here, coming up to the fingertips. Okay, so holding here, this is going to be enough for quite a few people, just having the shoulders over the top of the wrists and you're up on the fingertips. So those of you that want to have a go at going a little bit further, just take the fingers a little bit wider and you're just going to take a little press up variation. So it's not so much necessarily about the shoulders and the core, it's more about having the weight over the fingers. So you're going to come down and lift up. Come down and lift up. If you can do 5 of these, that would be amazing. Lifting up. So we're really just working through the fingers. Please be careful. Ooh. And my last one. Oh, yeah. Okay, once you're done, just have another little shake out. Maybe do some little clenching with the fingers. Nice. Place the hands down on the mat now, tuck under the toes, and we're going to fly the bottom up for our first downward facing dog. I'm just going to take this top off because it's getting in the way of my microphone. So, downward facing dog. And really slowly start to pedal out through the feet. So noticing the toes. One by one. Making sure though that while we're focusing on the toes, we're not losing the elevation of the shoulders, the strength in the shoulders. So still alternating between the two, also getting a nice stretch down the back of the legs here. And then flipping over that right foot. So seeing if you can just tuck the toes under and add a little bit of pressure. Again, just a really small amount of pressure here. Release. Left side. And release. On an inhale, coming up to both toes. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Slowly coming down to the knees. We'll come into extended puppy. So extended puppy, but with the fingertips up. Okay, so opening out through the shoulders here, but we're working through the fingers as well. Taking a few breaths. Slowly bringing yourself all the way back through child's pose. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, tucking under the toes, coming back to a downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to sweep the left leg all the way up into the sky. You can open out through that hip and I want you to point the top toe. So point that left foot and flex and point and flex and point. I feel like a bath class instructor. And flex and point. Beautiful. Slowly releasing. Left leg comes all the way down to the mat. Inhale, right leg sweeps all the way up again. Open out through the hip. Point the toe and flex. And point and flex. And point and flex and point. Beautiful. Releasing that right leg down. Start to walk the feet towards the hands. And you're going to take a nice deep bend in the knees and you're going to slide the hands underneath the feet. So to begin with, before we go into our forward fold, I want you to just move back and forth a little bit. So massage out through the wrists. I think this feels really nice. Maybe move side to side a little bit. And your bend in your knees can be a lot more than mine if you need it to be. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, on an inhale, draw the chest up a little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Again, move the weight towards the front of the feet. So really add that pressure into the wrists. Find that massage. Breathing here. On an inhale, lift the chest, release the hands, bring the hands to fingertips. Exhale, hands come to the hips. Inhale, draw the body all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Okay, so feet are about hip width apart. And we are going to hands down by the sides of us. We're going to inhale, come up to the tiptoes, reach all the way up into the sky. And I want you to think about your hands. So your energy is drawing out through your hands. So the hands at the top are nicely spread, really strong. And release down. Inhale, go up. Hold, breathe. And release back down. Let's inhale last time, come all the way up, strong through the fingers. Ooh. Try and keep that balance. And release. Okay, so standing still for a moment. Take the hands down by the side of you. Take really tiny movements back and forth, maybe side to side. Find that sweet spot of balance. And then with your left foot first, you're going to ground down through the right. We're going to peel this foot all the way off, really thinking about each part of the foot. Inhale up, exhale all the way back down. Inhale up, exhale all the way back down. Inhaling up. Exhale all the way back down. Last time, inhale up. So just working through each section of the foot. Nice. This time, going on the right side. I'll turn around so you can see how I'm moving here. Inhale. Oh, didn't find my grounding. Important lesson learned. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. I'm just going to do an extra one here because I lost my balance on the first one. And release. Really, really nice. Okay, feeling good hopefully. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Come into a little flat back here. So if you need to bend the knees, that's absolutely fine. You're staying really strong in the spine and in the legs. You can see if you can pick up those toes. So picking up the toes. Keeping those toes lifted, using the glutes to reach all the way up. Exhale, release. Toes are still lifted, so now we're going to work on trying to separate through the toes as we slowly put each toe down to the mat. So you want to spread through them. It kind of looks a bit creepy. You'll find your hands clenching a little bit as you do it. So inhale, lift the toes again, and exhale, see if you can spread toe by toe as they go down to the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands come down. Let's just step back to a high plank. Drawing those heels down towards the mat. On an inhale, let's just step or hop the feet through to a seated position. So legs are out long in front. Okay, so from here, you're going to flex the feet towards you and you're going to press the hands away. So we've got the backs of the hands down. Feet facing upwards. So you're going to have the quads really switched on in order to have the feet nicely flexed. And then as you point the toes, hands are going to come towards you. Stay with the breath and flex. And point. And flex. And point. It's like good toes, naughty toes when you're in school. Last time, flex and point. That's quite a lot of work on the forearms. Nice though. Okay, let's just finish off with a nice forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. You can always use a strap if you would like to. Breathing here into the stretch. On an inhale, lift the chest all the way up. Exhale, release. Come down to the back for me. And just window wipe the legs side to side. And hug the knees into the chest. And just from here, take the arms up and the legs up. And you're just gonna wiggle the toes and wiggle the feet. Wiggle the toes and wiggle the feet. I realized what I just said. I meant wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Maybe circle the ankles and the wrists. Oh, it feels really nice. Come to find stillness. Rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Thank you all so much for doing that with me. Hopefully those of you that requested that little sequence, hopefully you found that really helpful. This is really important. That's a nice sequence, guys, that you could do before any of my vinyasa videos. So if for you today, I know that a lot of you come to me every Sunday wanting a flow. This is a really nice one to do, and then I'll link below to a couple of my other flows that you can then do as a follow-on. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Namaste.